Hello, welcome to online learning. We're going to go ahead and start chapter 7.1 today. We're going to go only about halfway through it and try not to overwhelm you with information. This is kind of fluid how we're going to handle this, but we're going to give this a try and see how it goes. So we're talking about social and ethical environment of business. Some of this is going to be pretty fitting towards what businesses are going through in the United States right now. So first of all, we're going to sort of look at the landscape of the United States and their businesses. Okay, so our economy, us as a country, been around for over 200 years, and we are a huge power in the world. Okay, not just technically with our technology, politics, but just the sheer volume of money and expenses in our economy and products that we create and sell and trade and buy from everyone else around the world. Okay, we have the largest or one of the largest single country economies. Because of that, we do have to rely on modern technology. We're always trying to push, transportation and what are better, faster ways that we can communicate and get products into the hands of the final consumer. We do have a really high standard of standard of living, which is really nice. This is kind of attributed to how many comforts do we have in our life. As an example, do you have more than one car? Do you have machines in your house that can help you do jobs faster and easier, like a laundry, washing machine, or a dishwasher, or a microwave, just for some examples. We are very proud of our economy and our achievements as a country, and we are proud of being one of those top powers in the world. But to end up in that place, you do have to rely really heavily on people's education, their efforts to work, the leadership skills that they have, and we are really blessed to have that. So we have our democratic form of government, which helps us to have a voice and gives us some power. Social system that rewards individual initiative, which basically means, you can go out there and make the best life for yourself that you possibly can make through your efforts, your time, and everything that you give. Okay, we also have public policies that encourage innovation, so people get rewarded for innovating and making new things and trying new ways to be better at their jobs. So we do have many successes, but with any large economy or a large group of people, there are certainly problems that come up as well. Okay, the United States is definitely not unique in that. We run into times of discrimination, crime, violence, environmental protection issues, ethical conduct issues, and social responsibility. And businesses play a huge part in all of this. Okay, all of you are going to graduate and go get a job somewhere, and that job that you have is going to contribute to all these factors. So socially, if you work in Lincoln, the things you do at that job are going to affect your business, they're going to affect you, but they're also going to affect other people in Lincoln and other companies that you interact with or people that you interact with. For us in our situation right now, very clear. If you think about your parents, and some of them are working from home, some of them may not have that option. This is a good time to think about what your job would look like. Okay, for me, clearly, you're impacted in a similar way as me with education and changes that we're making to try and fit the situation that we're in. Okay, the workers or employees are super, super important to any company. It doesn't matter how smart or great of a leader the person at the very top of the company is, if they don't have people beneath them willing to carry out the tasks to make that company operate, okay, to do the daily operations, to do the daily jobs, So workers really are super, super important. You can have great tools, you can have great technology, great equipment, but the people are what makes all those things come together and makes the company work as a whole. All right, more important than the finances, the technology, the ideas, the people that are there are the number one um, value to that company. Challenges faced by businesses are closely interwoven to those experienced by the workers. So what that means is that the challenges that face the company as a whole, the workers are the ones that have also to face that challenge, but also have to be able to overcome that challenge and come up with ways to overcome that challenge. One factor here is population. And a larger population or a smaller population, depending on the numbers, can both really impact a business or the economy or the country in itself. So your lifestyles, those all have a direct bearing on business operations and the well-being of the nation. All right, here's a chart that kind of talks about the population growth in the United States. Clearly, those numbers you can see here are increasing over time. But what you will see is that individual families are getting smaller as the country's population continues to grow. Okay, so that definitely means that there is a trend in death rate and immigration and birth rate within the country. So actually in the United States, our birth rate is going down, which means families are getting smaller. And then you kind of ask yourself, well, how are the population numbers growing? Well, a big part of that's immigration, and another part of it is that people are just living longer. So death rate is going down, which means you have more people, on the planet or in that country that are alive at the same time. All right, last slide for today. As the standard of living increases, the birth rate falls, and this is kind of just a trend that's been seen in the United States. So what I mean by that is, think back to your grandparents or great-grandparents. They more than likely came from very large families, and that was at a time where families maybe needed help just around the house watching kids or on a farm, or had to have kids go out and make money to help keep the family going. But it also was because of the death rate, and people would have families knowing that some of their kids wouldn't survive, and times just weren't as safe or healthy, or the healthcare system, I should say, wasn't as good as it is now. So standard of living's gotten better. We have machines around the house that can do things for us. We have, a higher standard of life. We kind of want more for ourselves. We want to do more, make more. And so we've seen people have smaller families, and as our standard of living has increased. Okay, the better healthcare system, the improved public health system, because of all that, people are living much longer. Just on a final note here, this obviously ties into our world situation right now, and our health system is being tested, and the whole reason that we are not in school is to try and increase and help with the health of others. So pretty fitting into today's video.